Hi students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my new session. This is Shahina. Today we discuss about PLSQL programming in MySQL. All of you know about SQL does not have any procedural capabilities. That is, SQL does not provide the programming techniques of condition checking, looping, branching, etc. SQL is a powerful tool for a fully programming language. So, mainly Oracle provide PLSQL capabilities. PLSQL extend SQL by adding the programming structures and subroutines available in any high-level language. In MySQL, we have little bit of PLSQL capabilities. MySQL uses stored concept or stored procedure for this purpose. Today we discuss about these concepts. PLSQL is a combination of SQL along with the procedural features of programming language. Basic PLSQL block consists of structured language, a block structured language. Each block consists of 3 subparts. Every PLSQL block structure consists of declaration, executable commands, exception handling, etc. The declaration part starts with a keyword declare. It is an optional section and it defines all the variables, cursors and other elements to be used in the program. The executable command part contains an executable statements in MySQL, that is executable PLSQL statement of a program. It should have at least one executable line of code. Then the last section is an exception handling. It starts with a keyword exception. It is also an optional block. In MySQL, we only use the named block. Stored procedures and functions are the named blocks. Here I demonstrate an example of a procedure, a named block. Here contains our 3 sections: create or replace procedure, procedure name, parameter list. We start with our procedure using a keyword begin, and we have the 3 sections: declaration section, executable section, exception handling section. Finally, we end with a keyword end. An example of a procedure and the execution of the procedure. Here I create a procedure del cust having a parameter id have a int type parameter. We will discuss later the type in and the data type int. And in this procedure we only do a delete operation from the cust table where CID equal to ID. Then this procedure is created. We want to execute that procedure. We use call function, call procedure name. And we should note that here I use a delimiter command. First, I use a delimiter command // It is a delimiter command. What is a delimiter? All of you know about the semicolon usage in SQL commands. What is the usage of semicolon at the end of every SQL commands? We need to execute the command, we put semicolon at the end of a command. Unfortunately, in our procedure, every code of statement or every line of statement end with semicolon. So some problem arises. This is recovered by using a delimiter command. We change a delimiter symbol semicolon to double slash by using a delimiter command. Delimiter double slash. It will set double slash as our delimiter. So we can put semicolon at anywhere. After writing the procedure, we can change delimiter as semicolon by using the delimiter command. Delimiter semicolon. Then in the normal way, we can call the function call del cust of 1 semicolon. I hope all are get the idea of a delimiter. Consider another example. Here I select some of the field from a table customers, and in that purpose I write a stored procedure called get customers. Create procedure get customers, begin, then my executable statement is only a query. Select customer name, city, state, postal code, country from customers, order by customer name. Then call this stored procedure by using call get customers. In this way, we can create a stored procedure and call this procedure. There are many advantages and disadvantages in stored procedures. We will discuss everyone. First point is reduce network traffic. Stored procedures help to reduce the network traffic between the application and MySQL server. How can reduce the network traffic? Suppose we write many SQL statements in many times or multiple SQL statements. We need to send it to the MySQL server in many times. But we use stored procedure. The application only send the name and parameter of the stored procedure, because the stored procedures are already stored in our web server. The application program only need to send the name and parameter list. Second point is centralized business logic in database. We can implement business logic in a reusable manner, and we can use this logic in multiple applications like functions. Stored procedure help reduce the effort of duplicating the same codes in many applications. Last point is make database more secure. The database administrator can grant appropriate privileges to the application that only access specific stored procedures without giving any privileges on the underlying tables. We have some of the disadvantages also. Resources usage. First one is resource usage. Many stored procedures have in our programs, then memory usage of every connection will increase substantially. Besides overusing a large number of logical applications in stored procedures will increase the CPU usage, because the MySQL is not well designed for logical operations. Second one is troubleshooting. Suppose we have need to debug our stored procedures. It's very difficult in MySQL. Unfortunately, MySQL does not support any facilities to debug the stored procedures like Oracle or SQL servers. So, error correcting is a hardest thing in MySQL. Last thing is maintenance. Developing and maintaining the stored procedure is quite require a special skill that is not all application developers possess. This may lead to the problem in both application development and maintenance. These are the disadvantages of stored procedures in MySQL, especially in MySQL. Today we discuss only how to create a stored procedure or a procedure in MySQL, how to call the procedure, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of the stored procedures. Thank you students. Thank you for watching this video.